Spoiler alert! Hogwarts on Holidays dialogue for part 1. Welcome back to good people to Zealman's Wizarding World, your Wizarding Night channel Suburban Twist. Okay, third video for this event. This is the dialogue for the Hogwarts Holiday Part 1. And yes, major spoiler alert, and things get quite good in Part 2. Of course, Part 1 is sort of like the warm-up now for Part 2, but yes, it's pretty good. So, stay tuned. So, Part 1, Intro. Harry. Hermione, I saw you paid a visit to St. Mungo's. Have the healers been able to restore any of the informants' obliviated memories? Hermione. Unfortunately not. His mind was badly damaged. Possibly irrevocable. We may be able to identify him using the wand he had on him. But Harry, I want you to let me and Constance handle the investigation, and this new surge for that matter, until the holidays are over. You look positively exhausted. Harry. I appreciate your concern, Hermione, but I can't just sing Christmas carols or trim the tree while the unforgivable are out there. Did you say another surge has begun? Hermione. Yes, centred primarily around Hogwarts portraits of the founders and the house ghosts. I assumed, given your connection to the calamity, that you already knew and had sensed it had started, like the past few surges. Harry. All I sense is whatever Lethifold and Bargheist set into motion in October. It's become a deafening roar since then, capable of drowning out any other noise in the calamity. Compared to the dread emanating from that, this surge seems almost harmless, but I can't help feel that it's important. Okay, now for the image placements. Brilliant Helga Hufflepuff portrait. Constance. This may come as a shock, but I wasn't the most popular witch at Hogwarts. In fact, over the course of my 7 years there, I probably spent more time socialising with the school portraits than my classmates. My favourite to talk to was Helga Hufflepuff. We spend hours sharing recipes and gossiping about the professors' love lives. In retrospect, my reputation as an oddbod makes a lot of sense. Actually, I remember at school, we used to actually speculate about what teachers were doing with each other, I guess. If you did that, let me know in the comments below. So, brilliant Salazar Slytherin portrait. Constance. When I first got word that a new surge had begun, I lost all hope of having a peaceful, jolly Christmas. But this surge seems surprisingly mild. Perhaps we will be able to stamp it out quickly and enjoy our holidays after all. Hermione. It is rather inconspicuous, isn't it? Almost suspiciously so, considering what we know about the unforgivable and the calamity's recent behaviour. Constance. Like the Cabal gave this surge an innocuous facade to hide some sinister scheme. I suppose that does sound more probable than my theory that they're taking the holidays off, doesn't it? Hermione, it's just a theory. Either way, we should put an end to this surge as soon as possible. Poor Harry's running himself ragged, trying to get ahead of whatever the unforgivable are plotting. Giving him one less thing to worry about is the best Christmas present I could think of giving him. The bloody Baron. Constance, Harry, what are you still doing in the office? I thought Hermione told you to go home and put up the Christmas decorations with your family. Harry, deck in the halls can wait. I've just received an owl from Neville. Apparently he overheard the bloody Baron grumbling to himself about Grim Foley invading his mind. Constance, you don't suppose Grim is responsible for the surge, do you? That he implanted a memory in the bloody Baron's fallible? Harry, that's exactly what I think. Unfortunately, the bloody Baron refuses to speak any further about it. For now, we'll just have to speculate why Grim is reaching out to him, and why Grim may have started this surge. Well, the bloody Baron is not one to mess around with. That's for dang sure. Anyone could put Peeves in his place. The Fat Friar. Hermione, Professor McGonagall, what brings you to the Ministry? Rose isn't in any trouble, is she? McGonagall. No, she's fine. I've actually come to discuss the Fat Friar. He says he just had a conversation with Grim Foley, in which he was advised to mind the portraits. I told him that was quite impossible, that there were no signs of Grim in the castle, nor any other intruder, but he insisted to happen. Hermione, I wonder if Grim attached a false memory to the Fat Friar's foundable. The calamity's been used in this way to communicate before, but never with a ghost. Apparently the target need not currently be alive to receive these messages. Fascinating. McGonagall. Just to be safe, I'll still increase patrols around the castle and tell Sir Cadogan and the other portraits to look out for anything unusual. Hermione, please do. Every time Grim reaches out to us, he seems to deliver invaluable information about the calamity. I suspect this time will be no different. Argus Filch. Constance. Filch. To what do we owe the pleasure? Argus Filch. I was in my quarters polishing my chains when suddenly I remembered a talk I had with a grown Grim Fawley. Only I couldn't have had it, seeing as I haven't seen him since he was a filthy little beast tracking muddy footprints down the halls of Hogwarts. Constance. That's why you're here? To pass along a message from Grim? Thank Merlin. I thought you had finally realised I was one who put problems in your can you tell me what he said? That's Filch. He made such a big fuss about telling you lot that this is his doing. Said these fanables are his memories from the Christmases he spent at Hogwarts, with just the portraits and ghosts for company. He also wanted you to know that he was getting close, whatever that means. Normally I refuse to be anyone's messenger, Al, but Grim always made sure me and Miss Norris had a present waiting for us under the tree at Christmas. And well, suppose I'm getting soft in my old age, eh? Good old Argus Filch. Interesting how Grim was nice to him. It's pretty like the only one who was. End dialogue. Harry. Filch, the Fat Friar, and the Bloody Baron all received false memories from Grim. Clearly this surges a message from Grim wrapped up in a Christmas bow made of his memories of the holidays at Hogwarts. Could he be trying to tell us something important about the Calamity or the Unforgivable? Constance. I'm not so certain. Hermione's right. There's something suspicious about this whole situation. If Grim had an important message for us, why not come out and say it? Why relay cryptic teases through Filch and the ghosts? Harry. It's the holiday season. Perhaps he's feeling nostalgic. Grim lost his parents to Death Eaters while he was young. It's possible spending Christmas with his Hogwarts family, no matter how unconventional it was, gave him a sense of normalcy. Normalcy that he might be craving right now. Constance. No offence, Harry, but are you sure you're not letting your own feelings and experiences cloud your judgment? Let's not forget that there's a good chance that Grim is the Bargheist character mentioned in the note we intercepted in October. If that's true, he might even be a part of the Unforgivable. Harry. You might very well be right. Even so, I can't help but think Grim is on our side. Hopefully, when the second wave of the surge begins, we'll get a clearer picture of Grim's reasons for starting it. So that is the end of the part 1 dialogue. It seems that things are certainly warming up for part 2. There is something going on at Hogwarts by the look of it, and the portraits are involved. And Grim. So it's not the bad guys this time. If you want to know my current theory, that video is just gone live as well, and I'll put the link up here to that one. That way you can see my... That was kind of built upon the last event. I recorded it as part of that event. So if you are not into spoilers, you've not seen that. So that is now on its own video. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Where do you think this story is going for part 2? I already know, so I'm interested to see where you think it's going to go. And I won't give anything away, because that's a separate video. And yes, good luck in the brilliant event. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Zealman for all the latest news as and when it comes out. Also Instagram for AR pictures and stuff like that. Yes, Twitch, never really got my head around it quite yet. But hopefully at some point soon, maybe in the new year, I'll be able to get something going on there. So until next time, brush up on your spells, get your ones ready, wizards unite.